Our lead story, well, Vladimir Putin's crucial remark on India. He, of course, had said that India deserves to be one of the superpowers of the world. And he's reiterated that remark by saying that India is a natural partner for Russia, and that India and Russia are not only involved in exchanging equipment and, of course, research and innovation, but also partnering in defense equipment. So this is important in the larger geopolitical context as well. It comes just days after the India-China disengagement along the line of actual control as well. Listen in to what Vladimir Putin had to say.
India is our natural partner and ally for decades. It has been so for decades, and I think everyone knows fully well what kind of role was played by the Soviet Union and Russia in India acquiring its independence, the way we supported the Indian nation for decades. Throughout that time, we've built a unique in its quality and level of trust relations with the Indian nation, and I can say directly in this case, and the way we feel and the way we understand coming from our Indian friends, there was an overall national consensus about the development of relations with Russia, with our country.
And if we go across live to my colleague Vishal Vivek joining us on the broadcast. So Vishal, what does it mean in the larger geopolitical context? Putin has made several important remarks in the past couple of days. It was just perhaps yesterday when he said that India deserves to be one of the superpowers. Today he's saying India is a natural ally, and all this amid the India-China border consensus as well.
That is correct. So this comes in the wake of several statements that world leaders have made in the recent past, especially in the last 7 to 8 weeks, where, several leaders have said that India needs to be on the UN Security Council. So this is sort of in the same vein as to one of the world's most powerful leaders has now come out and said that India needs to be considered a global superpower. The fact that it's one of the fastest growing economies in the world, and the fact that it has a 1.5 billion population in the world, that those two factors itself make it one of the biggest nations in the world, and it should be considered as a global superpower. And as I mentioned earlier, UN Security Council seat has been one of the most contentious points that several countries, including the US, have made in the recent past as to India needs a seat on the UNSC table. So all of these factors have been playing in the recent past, in the last 2-3 months especially, and now one of the world's most powerful leaders, Vladimir Putin, has come up with a statement. He has also mentioned several factors like BrahMos missile, which is one of India's forte when it comes to military equipment. He has mentioned that and said that India has performed well in that field, and also the fact that India-China relations have been improved in the recent past, even though certain things need to be ironed out. But he has mentioned them nonetheless and said that many important people have been speaking about India-China relations, and India has been making long strides in that field. So all of those factors sort of point in the direction that the global stage is ready for India to be, considered as a global superpower.